Actually, people might wonder what is customs intelligence people doing in such a session. He was just giving a brief introduction. So don't get scared. Actually, I have come here as in my capacity as the member secretary of the Digital NBR Core Committee. I'm working with also A2I project, but not directly. But we have a person, a contact person working with the A2I project. Probably he would have been here if he was in the country. Nonetheless, to start this discussion, I would like to respond to the question was made by one of the members from the audience about the NBR project we just initiated. EOI has been floated. We have asked EOI from the we requested EOI from the vendors for TIN generation. You know, this taxpayers identification number. This is really a problem for many of the citizens of the country. They don't find it very convenient to go to the tax offices and get a TIN very conveniently or very simply or easily. They may have to cross a lot of hurdles, pay extra. Many other complaints are there. So we decided that there are many functions that tax offices do not need to do. One of them is issuing a number. It's not a tax function, it's not assessment, it's nothing technical for us. It can be done by any Tom, Dick and Harry. It's just a service provider. So issuing this number, we just want to take it out of our core functions, core areas. So that is where we wanted to bring in private sector companies, where we hope that a lot of jobs will be created, because we are hoping that there will be 100 centers across Bangladesh who will be issuing these numbers. And subsequently, we are hoping that these tax returns, as well as VAT returns, will be processed from these centers. We all say that these e-services normally, or e-governance, is meant for providing or facilitating citizen services. But from our perspective, who are on the other side of the table, we think it provides even a stronger control. That is more important for us, at least for the people who are working in tax, because it's not a very pleasant job to ask people to pay money. People don't like to pay from their pockets. Nobody likes it. There's a saying that nothing is certain except death and taxes. So nobody loves the taxmen, like police. Nobody likes it. These two categories are probably the most hated section of the society. Nonetheless, we want to have a stronger control, but you wouldn't understand that. You would be seeing that you're getting the services seamlessly, but we would make sure that we have the control. You can get your license registered very quickly. You can have your goods cleared very quickly. You can have your TIN number. You can submit your tax returns without any problems whatsoever. But you will be caught if you don't file it correctly, if you want to conceal something. That is the control we are talking about. And that is e-governance from the government perspective, or the government side. It's not only providing very easy services to the citizen. As a citizen, we also have some certain responsibilities to the government. And it's your money, our money, that is needed for bringing this huge architecture into reality. You have to have this data center, you have to have this huge hardware. We are spending a lot of money. Where do we get this money? It's your money, our money. We can't depend on donors or development partners for building all these things. For instance, if you go to the BICC, they waited for the donor money for such a long time. And we actually wasted a lot of time in building this architecture. And what is happening, like you're saying, that we are developing our own center now, which shouldn't have been there. We should have used the BICC data center to provide these services. But now we are having something, and I'm sure we'll be having a lot of difficulty because we don't have technical competence as much as BICC has to run these things once they're in place. So these are issues we need to address in the coming days. Probably more sessions like this would help us. And finally, I would like to conclude with some example, like one of the audience that asked about the models we are trying to follow. Here we are trying to follow a blend of India and Singapore model, for NBR's case, I can say that. As you know that in Singapore, to clear import before they had this e-Government, that integrated government that we're talking about. I was talking about this in class yesterday. There was a session on data center. I talked about this issue, that integrated government. That government should have one face. When you fill in information to get a passport, you don't need to fill in this information once again when you need to get a TIN certificate or you need to get an import registration or VAT registration. You just fill in this information once in your life, and then this information will remain with government. You just need to ask what you need more. You just ask for that, and that will be sent to your home address or office address, whatever the system is here. This is what is happening in Singapore now. But we in our country, even within NBR, you have to take one TIN, then you go to one VAT office for a VAT registration. This is absolutely unacceptable. So we are trying to integrate, for customs purposes, there are 20 plus agencies who gives certain clearances to clear the goods. For instance, if you want to import mobile, which is very important for IT development, you need to have this clearance from BTRC. So once your goods are at the airport, you're running to the BTRC office to get this clearance. It's not efficient. You're making the cost of phone higher by paying damage to the airline. So it's not efficient. If BTRC is integrated to the customs system, then once the goods are here, we get this clearance on this screen, and you can get your goods cleared within seconds. So that is what we call integration of different agencies. In Singapore, they get 35 different agencies integrated in customs system. That is called TradeNet. And we are trying to build this NBR net, where we're trying to integrate 20 plus agencies together, where you will be getting the services in one. That is the single window concept. And this is where we are trying to head in future. I hope we get enough support from places in PM office, A2I, and other BICC. And I hope to end and land. We don't have a very crash landing. We have a good landing. These IT projects are very, very funny, very liquid, very fluid type thing. You don't really know what is going to happen until it's really in place. And by that time, you have spent millions. This happened with one of our projects from the World Bank in mid-90s, late 90s. It happens. So we're trying to be extra careful this time. Probably that raised some questions about this EOI we have floated, because we took some extra precaution on that. I hope it will be resolved in due course. So with that note, I would like to conclude my Thank you.